Hey guys, my name is Simpzy. How you all doing? Welcome back to some more Hearts of Iron 4 Millennium Dawn modern day mod here today on the channel. We have episode 4 of my Australian series. Here today we're going to continue to conquer some of Thailand's neighbours here today. So, if you like the sound of that, feel free to leave the video a like and subscribe if you're new. I'd really much appreciate it. It's August 2007, and we're slowly but surely becoming the dominant power in Southeast Asia. We've puppeted Thailand and Indonesia, and we've conquered a bunch of island territories. So we're going to be going after Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam, Myanmar, maybe even the Philippines here today, Japan. We'll see how we go, and then we'll sort of reassess our position. So let's get a couple of these justify war goals going, because it's going to take a bunch of time to do so. So let's queue a bunch of them up, and then hopefully we can rapidly bring all this into Thailand's sphere of influence. So if we can make this one, like if we can unite all of these nations here into one without direct controlment, I think that's what we want to do. And then we've secured territory essentially within the Asian mainland. We've got well over 1,000 political power. We've got 1 million manpower in reserve, even with a volunteer force. We can move our air force to Thailand itself. We have 134 factories, which is fantastic. And we have a whopping 781 billion in the bank, which we can spend on getting more foreign equipment from the global market if need be. But so far, everything is looking up for Australia. Alright, so we're slowly bringing down some of the oversight in these countries, because we've been holding them from some time now. We can mostly go back to civilian oversight, which is fantastic. Alright, so that war goal is complete. Let's go into Cambodia. It is now January 2008. So, just skipped a little bit ahead so we can get stuck into this war first up. Now, I'm curious to see how these other nations will sort of hold up against us, as Indonesia and New Zealand early on were the real big tests. I'm curious to see their backing now. Alright, so... oh my god. They're probably only going to last 48 hours. Holy shit. We were taking so much territory. I had to slow down the game speed. Oh my god. We are absolutely blitzkrieging on our way through, because we've got 80 or so divisions under our control, and it fell within only a couple of days. Oh my god. Well, I think what I'm going to do now is give all of the territory to Thailand. Well, the Siam Empire that we're creating at the moment. We'll make them sort of the regional government. Nice. And let's probably move up to Laos to incorporate them, I suppose. So I think we're going with a combination. Puppeting factions, strengthening our allies, and we've taken some territory previous in the campaign, but we probably don't really need to control any of this territory in our direct involvement. We've got our trade on point. We're exporting a bunch of it. We've got the military, factories, and civilian, and same with the population as well. So strengthening our allies and having strong allies in Southeast Asia is vital. Alright, so we've gone away from upgrading our jets, and we probably can upgrade our vehicles as well. Let's get some more bushmen in. Bushmasters, rather. Okay, we've got dockyards coming, and those military factories are being complete. So, I think now we can start to bolster our fuel capacity and also our generation. If we are to go to war with any of these major powers around us. We struggled with a lack of fuel in the Indonesian invasion. We can't afford for that to happen again. But we've nearly finished the national focus as well for Australia. Okay, that war justification for Laos has been complete. We've got 2,000 political power. It's a shame we can't spend it. We can't just do anything with it. Alright, let's go with convoy raiding in and around. Laos is a landlocked country, but you never know. They might have a lend-lease somewhere in Vietnam or something. I'm not entirely sure. Alright, so will they hold longer than Laos? I don't know. We'll call in our allies so we can push from the Indonesian border. There is a slight delay because they have to accept Australian forces attacking from within Thailand territory. And once again, it looks like another one of these. Oh my god. Hours. We are absolutely steamrolling through. It takes longer, like nearly 60 times longer to get the justification going before, compared to how long the war lasts. And we've brought another country under Thailand's direct control. Yeah, so if we can get a bunch of these, we can really strengthen our allies. And then they can get more forces as well. Also, if we can create a couple buffer zones between us, Japan and China and stuff, that's a good idea as well. Strengthen these states with us still being the puppet master overall. Alright, let's make a front line here. Wow. A full division can't actually stretch from all of Vietnam, so we'll try and go to war with them. Interestingly enough, they are currently already in an active war with the Philippines, so they're probably already weakened / preoccupied. I might have to have a look at that as we make plans and preparations to strike Vietnam. We're back here again, boys. Okay, it's probably not a bad idea as well to get some ships. We haven't even got missile subs, nor do we have aircraft carriers. They got 500 days. That's pretty cool. They're just so expensive. We're going to need to secure a bunch of steel as well. Alright, we've gone down construction and stuff. What's going on over here? We can probably look to bolster the security sector. ASIO and whatnot. So Syria and Greece have an alliance. Italy's now split up, and Niger are currently in NATO. Okay. Weird that they've joined the defensive alliance. Yeah, so I can't join any of these factions that have popped up, because there's quite a few, just for my own curiosity. Huh, cool. Dude, they're at it again. There's been constant power shifts here. And the US really isn't involved in either. Oh my god, there's another faction here. The Baltic Black Sea Union. Wow, they've made their sort of Mesmors thing, and they've invited Romania. Yeah, because NATO's sphere of influence has been weakened significantly. A bunch of factions have left. It's interesting that Greece has formed its own faction, which is surprising. Okay, this justification against Myanmar, I think, is going to finish, yeah, first. So, I've had to move my units to Myanmar, even though I was preparing. I thought the one in Vietnam was going to go earlier. So, let's move over here. And we'll have to wait for the Vietnam one. We might be fighting on two fronts, but we'll see how we go. I swear I did the Vietnam one first before Myanmar. No, I definitely did. For some reason, maybe they calculated it quicker. Alright, so we're going to struggle in this little section here. Yeah, it's just these one-tile points. Slovenia has triggered Article 50. Yeah, Greece, Slovenia, the UK are all leaving the EU for some reason. It's just the RNG of the campaign. For whatever reason, EU and NATO collective security is weakened. And we're pushing into Burma now. It's been what? 70 years or so since Australians were POWs in and around here. Oh, we've managed to sink some convoys. They're perfect. And once this is wrapped up, well, they seem to be giving a bit more resistance. We've lost 10 Australians, though. Our air supremacy is really just helping out, because we can identify, strike, and hit infantry targets, and they capitulated just then. Oh my god. Well, I might actually take this slither to come under my control, because we already have half of this peninsula anyway. So I think I'll take that for Australia's direct control. And god, there's like 4 countries like between them. I don't know if we're going to bother going for them. Let's just bring it in to Burma and have the Thai-Burma nation connect. Nice. So it's fully under Thai control. And we'll swing everyone back to Vietnam. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I think they might have actually rebelled from Myanmar or something. Yeah, but there's no point in going after these smaller nations. Same with like Singapore and stuff. Alright, so let's try and take Nam for Australia. Okay, the justification is complete. April now, 2009. And yeah, so they've already lost 91k to the Philippines 23. 100,000 losses have already been attributed before we're even coming on in. They're massively weakened, so this might be a lot quicker than what you would think. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why they're at war. We actually might even look to go to war with the Philippines, but that's a little bit harder as well because it's quite a diverse island nation, so we're going to need multiple naval attacks. So we'll move everyone over. We'll switch to the Navy to convoy raiding on the coast here. To be fair, maybe some of the Navy is distracted. Oh, they've actually got some military forces down in the Spratlys. Oh shit, that's rather unfortunate for them. Fighting over those tiny islands. But our Navy has grown significantly as well. 52, jeez. I'm just sort of comprehending it from the start of the campaign, where we started off with 10 or so. Those dockyards have really served us well. So we've got 1.6 manpower here now. War support is still quite strong in the country. It's mostly because we've got such a huge war chest. Yeah, I think we need more stuff to spend it on. Anyway, if we can cut off and divide the country in half, divide and conquer it, we should be okay between north and south. But so far, they seem to be holding. They're probably more militarily experienced than some of these other nations. Oh, dude, we're actually not getting air support supremacy here. Shit, hang on. We need to change that in Indochina. Pretty sure it's not called that anymore, this region. But we are going to be bordering with them soon, which is interesting. Okay. So, if the Philippines land and help out, I will give some of the mainland to them, but if they don't, I would say we're the ones that are going to deserve this territory. No, they don't seem to be landing at all. To be fair, we actually probably want to go to war with the Philippines. But no, they haven't even taken any Vietnam territory, so I don't think they deserve it. Nice. We've managed to... Oh, wow. We actually sunk 9 corvettes. Holy shit. HMAS Anzac went to town there. And remember the A. HMAS. The Australia part is important. Alright, so they are holding out in some areas, but now we've divided the country perfectly. And we should be able to conquer them in time. And once again, we'll bring this under direct Thailand control. Nice. Dude, our small arms are off the charts. So we don't even really need to buy any of the modern equipment anymore. And we'll do the same and give it all to Thailand. Hell yeah. Nice. All this border gore there. It's like one united nation. Perfect. So we'll put some units on the border with the CCP. And then we'll go after the Philippines. But you can barely see them because they're the same color as the water in this mod. I might just conquer them for that. So I can see them. They're like nearly hiding. We still can't create a faction though, which is annoying. I think we have to complete the tech tree first. Or the national focus tree. Okay, well, I suppose we try to go after the Philippines. Now, we've got to be a little bit careful. Because the Philippines was obviously it's sort of like a weird overseas colony of the States at one point in its history, wasn't it? They've had their own sort of coups and stuff and military control of the island, so we've got to be careful if they do guarantee its independence. The last thing I want is an Australian-US conflict, but if we're quick enough, we should be okay. Now, thankfully, a lot of these islands connect, but I think we go with multiple naval invasions. They did lose 20k in the Vietnam War, so they should be a little bit softened up. Nowhere near as much as Nam. It's going to take 200 days to get this justification complete. And we should as well have Thai and Indonesian support. I don't know what I'm going to do with the Philippines. I could puppet them. I could just give them under Indonesian control, because then we can see the islands. Because they have a nice, bright, white/creamy faction color, Indonesia. So we can actually see the islands rather than puppeting them. I might just simply do it to that, just so we can see them. Alright, let's set up these multiple naval invasions, and hopefully some of them come off. As we now have, we have over 100 Australian divisions. That's mostly because they're not the largest either. But they still seem to be really effective. Even they're nowhere near as large or as widthy or lengthy compared to the US divisions. But they seem to be working quite well overall. Oh god, what the hell? Alright, there's 3 Koreas going at it. Interesting. So the South had a civil war. They switched to emerging. Huh. That's crazy. There's like a battle royale going on here. Dude, if the North had just pushed south over the DMZ, they'd probably lose. Alright, we can request 7 military forces now from Thailand. Nice. And let's have a look at what they're operating with. So some of them are running with Thai equipment. Not too bad. So we're also going to be able to get more divisions from our allies. So let's move them to the border. They can defend the position from their homeland. And we also can get units a lot quicker, because at the moment we only can recruit our units from Darwin itself and send them over. Okay, I'm focusing purely on naval research at the moment. Oh, okay, so now... Wait, what the fuck? Oh, so now they've united together. Dude, Korea could fall. One of these factions could unite the peninsula. Crazy. Oh, nice. So we should be able to go to war with the Philippines now. December 2009. Nearly been 10 years in this series. Alright, let's get these going. And we should be able to bring the Philippines under our control as well. Indonesia does seem to have a bunch of navies as well, so we can do our own supporting naval invasion while they can do whatever they want. Also, they can probably stop any amphibious attacks to our own territories as well. Hopefully. Let's make sure they're going over every path. And some of these naval invasions should be able to deploy. Unfortunately, some of our fighters can't reach. So in the early phases of the war, there will not be Aussie air supremacy in the Philippines. Because the RAF, the Royal Australian Air Force, can't reach to Manila. We'll call in our Indonesian and Thai allies to try and help out. We're already meeting some resistance, and it's their capital, so ambitious trying to go for it, but maybe pinning down units is probably not a bad idea. We seem to be way more successful in the north. Goddamn autosave, hang on. Just lagged the goddamn game. And we'll try and push towards the south. So now that we have a point under our control, we can use this port point to push further south. Something like this. That'll do. Nice. And we probably... Look, you know what? We can probably bugger those off. Because they weren't going for some reason. And let's just try and move them up there. And... Oh, that was it. I had those guys going. Oh, God. Looks like the Filipino... Filipino? Yeah, Filipino. The Filipino Navy shot down 27 Australian jets. Crazy. And to be fair, we did retaliate, taking out one corvette. Okay, so we're just trying to drop everyone in the north here. We might actually be able to take the capital before the naval invasion is successful. Yeah, thankfully there's a lot of island crossing, so we should be okay. But after the Philippines, who do we go for, guys? Let me know in the comments. Look, there's some other small island nations, but I don't know if it's really worth going for. We're nearly at a point where, honestly, I didn't actually think we would be this strong. I was sort of... Maybe I sort of overestimated how strong Indonesia is as a country once you got partially of it, half of it under your control, half of it on site. Dude, they are really pinning down our close air supports, but we are retaliating. Yeah, because we're nearly strong enough to maybe go against a major faction, try and tackle Japan or China or something. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see how we go. I have to think about it. I'll have to sort of reassess our position. The main thing is, if we were to contend with those two powers, the Air Force has been modernized. It's the Navy. So we might actually have to wait a little bit to get a proper strong Navy. That's why I'm getting at least Australian aircraft carriers. So regardless if we can't capture airfields on the mainland of some of those countries, we're going to be able to operate fighter jets from the sea and helicopters. Okay, but so far it's turned into a little bit of guerrilla warfare here in some of these islands. But thankfully, by the look of it, the US didn't guarantee their independence. And they're fighting alone. Manila? Why is Manila being taken? What the fuck? Oh, they bugged, are they? Why are the units invisible? I think they are they? No, they're not. I can see some of them. What the hell? I might need to restart the game. Because sometimes it is a little bit buggy, the Millennium Dawn mod. Some people have real problems with it. especially the load times. Thankfully, I don't. Probably just because due to my computer is off the charts. But yeah, I think after if you start in 2000, after 2020, sometimes the game can just like weirdly crash. I don't know. Thankfully, with my playthroughs, I've had very limited crashes or problems. Thankfully. This Millennium Dawn modern day mod now, the modern day mod now, is way more stable than what it used to be. Compared to when I played it 5-6 years ago now, when it was just the modern day mod. But I'm really loving the Millennium Dawn mod. It's great. I highly recommend it if you guys haven't played it. There's some really cool factions you can play. I do recommend starting in the 2000 start date, because there's so much stuff you can do earlier on. And they've basically fixed the supply issue. That was a huge problem in that first iteration of the mod. But yeah, I really do appreciate the developers of this mod. Massive shout out to them. They've done a really good job. Add Australia as a custom focus stream. I love you even more. But yeah, the modders are crazy. They work so hard on these mods for the community. I'm always thankful of modders. They always deserve a massive shout out. Anyway, we're taking the Philippines, and yeah, I think we'll just give it to Indonesia. Yeah, look at that. So now we can actually see it. And it's probably not a bad idea as well. They're quite close, so we'll make that one big island nation there as a nice buffer zone. And they've now fallen. Nice. Well, let's move everyone back to Thailand, and I suppose we make plans to go against the big red menace to the north. We can't seem to get any licenses from them, and they can probably dock their navy to the north as well. It's probably not an overly bad idea. We're basically focusing on fuel now, construction-wise. Okay, we have a whopping 213 factories. Fuck yes. Alright, let's move everyone back. And let's draw some battle plans to the north. So 2, 4, 6, 8, geez, 10. We've got 130 or so. 120 more or less. Is that enough to tackle them? Maybe. Like, what else are we going to do? Like, we've sort of gone out and hit my objective of forming a Southeast Asian defense alliance. And I did say if we ever got strong enough to rival some of the major factions, like, we might as well try and do it. My god, we look like some crazy octopus spilling out of Vietnam. Oh my god, look at that. It's like tentacles going into the country. Oh, we've also got a bunch of divisions back here as well. Well, let's send them over. And we probably can get some more Thai and Indonesian recruits as well. So, 2010, 10 years. Over 100 divisions. Nearly 2 million manpower. A united Southeast Asia, can we do it with our allies? I think it's time to risk it. Right, let's make plans to do it. Let's move the Air Force over. They're currently in an active war, though, as well. Focusing on Taipei, so maybe they can be distracted with them. And we'll try and run some of these drills. So they've lost 1k. So they've got 50 to 100. But they've really yet to take any crazy territory. So look, you know what? We're going to leave it on a cliffhanger here. Stay tuned for episode 5 coming out tomorrow, where we go against the CCP. So hopefully we can be successful. Anyway, if you haven't already left the video a like, subscribe if you're new. I'd really much appreciate it. And I've also got to say a massive thank you to this month's YouTube channel members. Massive thank you to Divine Overhand, Mikey, Eric, Chuckles the Hunt, Green Nero 1, Dimitri H, and Hector Bay. Thank you for being channel members. Really supports the channel. My name has been Simpzy. Make sure to take care of yourselves. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.